Let me ask you a question. Where do you think you got your work ethic?
As I said earlier,
Mother, huh?
my mother, man, always working. She wasn't a stay-at-home mom, but this is the same woman that would work till 6 o'clock at night, come home and cook a full meal. You know, growing up, we didn't eat out a lot.
Yeah.
That was like once a month. You know, that
Yeah.
was a treat,
Yeah.
right? To go to the Steak and Hail or something like that. You're like, oh wow, this is awesome, right? But no,
Yeah.
it was home cooked meals. It was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's 67 years old and she doesn't stop.
Wow.
She doesn't stop. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's amazing. So I'd say from her
Yeah.
her was the work ethic. From that,
doing what needs to be done
right?
to get it done.
There's no excuses.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I
awesome.
mean, I've had stories where I broke down and I was crying on a site because I knew I had to pick up my kid and I just couldn't get there because I couldn't leave these people without water. And everything I did was just, it kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, as how long have you been in the industry? Like now?
23 years.
Okay, and in your business, how long have you been?
I started in April of 2008.
2000,
so it'll
okay.
be 15 years this upcoming April.
15 years, with your own company. You've obviously formed like long-lasting friendships and business
yeah.
relationships in the community.
Definitely.
How important is that to you?
I think it's extremely important. I feel fortunate that there's a great group here in Frisco of plumbers. Mm-hmm. We all text each other, message each other. Anytime we have problems, we bounce it off each other. Huh. It's nice to know that in an industry where there is a lot of backstabbing and want one over, you're part of a group that builds each other up.
Yeah.
That's lacking, I think, in most businesses. There's plenty of work to go around for everybody. There is.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot more houses than there are plumbing, and they're building every day.
Yeah.
New and new and new. And if you can just build people up, that's what you want. That's what you need in your life, people who build you up. You don't want someone tearing you down. That's just not, it's not good for the soul.
Yeah. It's good, man, because, when you have that kind of mentorship going on, cross mentorship or whatever, someone has an answer that you need to solve, and you can call one of your colleagues or 100%. People that you work alongside with in the plumbing industry. If you have information that's pertinent that can help them, they maybe have information that can help you.
And that's what it is. That's what it's about. I mean,
Yeah.
these are our competitors, but I want them to succeed just as much as I succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Okay, here's my question for you. This is a question I wanted to see how I could phrase this. Okay, as a plumbing agency, you're often the bearer of bad news,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Is being honest with your customer hard sometimes?
Oh, extremely hard. Extremely hard. I've been on both sides of slab leaks, of foundation issues, of all these things, and giving these people, hey, this is the issue. Here are the options to make the repairs.
Yeah.
Who wants to spend thousands of dollars on their plumbing, right?
Yeah.
I've had jobs that were $25,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's people having to refinance their house. That's not an easy pill to swallow.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. I didn't put in rotted cast iron,
Right,
but we
right.
have to replace it to solve the issue. So, yeah, it's difficult. But when you show them, and we document everything, taking pictures and take them step of the way, it then becomes gratifying because at least they know what they're getting. They know what this is solving. And yeah, as I said before, I do meet people in their worst situation.
Is that something that you had to like work through? Like you obviously are a compassionate person when it comes to those kind of expenses in that situation, because it could be devastating, right?
Empathy.
Financially.
Oh yeah.
Empathy.
You have to have empathy because you can't just be cold. I guess you could. You can be cold-hearted. Well, this is just what has to be done. I've worked for people that were like that.
Yeah.
I think it's important to understand that empathy because we all don't want something like this to happen to ourselves or family or anyone else like that. And there have been situations where I've done stuff for I didn't get paid, right?
Yeah.
But I got it done. I chalk it up as a loss, and we move on.
Yeah.
But there's still fulfillment of doing the right thing.
Right.
And every situation's not ideal. So it's a struggle in a lot of aspects, and things are getting hard now. Economies taking a hit. People are not really prepared to drop that kind of money. And expensive costs keep going up, and you're just sitting there like, oh God, we got to raise our prices, And
that is probably pretty difficult.
And it's not because I'm trying to fill my pocketbook because I want to make all this money. No, I just have to compensate for cost of running a call. I can
Yeah.
tell you it cost me probably $250 to send a tech to someone's house.
Wow. Yeah.
You take into account.
Well, I don't.
I have to have warehouse. I pay a lady to answer the phone.
yeah.
Insurance, gas. Of course, what my plumber makes,
Yeah.
he gets paid to drive.
Yeah.
So all these costs get
Gas.
involved just to send someone to a house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's
no one thinks about that.
yeah, especially now with everything going on. Uh, you know, uh, being like if I was in your situation, how would I respond? It's a conflict. Is that something like you had to develop over time? Like you had to, someone, you got trained up to be like, hey, like, being honest, but with an empathetic heart, be a straight shooter, and show empathy at the same time.
I think I can equate a lot from
Is that
time
part
in
of your
the-
success? I guess. That would
time
be-
in the service. Well,
Yeah.
you think about all the hardships we faced
Yeah.
in our timeline.
Yeah.
And working behind a bar. I
Yeah.
got to talk to people. All different types of people. Sometimes at their worst, sometimes at their happiest. You start to read people.
Right.
And that became, I think, a gift. And that's the only thing you can learn is by life experience.
Yeah.
And you've seen the best of humanity, you've seen the worst of humanity.
Yeah.
Okay? We've seen this. How bad it could be, compared to, okay, this is bad, but it's not. Come on.
Yeah.
I think that has built me for this. Just people being people. Just
Mm-hmm.
us sitting down and have a conversation. You can do this with customers. You can have a conversation. You can listen to their concerns
Yeah.
and show that you care. I mean, these are all things people have. Is this going to damage my foundation by you jackhammering into it, right? These are valid concerns. And, we answer those to make them feel as comfortable with what we're about to do to their home. It's daunting to have someone come in and pop a hole in their house, bunch of dirt, dust, dig down, fix a leak, put it all back and clean up. And, it's stressful. It's stressful in the relationship. It's stressful in the household. Special. It just disrupts day-to-day life. And
Yeah.
that's something I have to deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, but someone's got to do it.
Someone's
It's got to
gotta-
get done.
It's almost like when someone went to the doctor for something and they say, "Oh, well, you have a torn ligament in your arm or something, right?" Like,
Right.
like it's not a sprain. You actually have to break the news. It's going to cost you.
It's going to be surgery. It's going to be
sur-
downtime recovery. Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's
It
kinda
really
the same
is.
thing, yeah,
So you try to give them options, best, better, optimal.
yeah.
Of course, the cost varies depending on what we go with.
Yeah, one of the biggest things, I think that stood out was, I believe in the grittiness, obviously, I think the gritty nature of trying to get yourself into a place like where you'll do what no one else will do for, of course, you're going to pay the price, but you're going to reap the rewards too. So I think that's
Correct, 100%.
Yeah.
And I hate to get political. but
Yeah.
They're trying to disband the plumbing board,
Hmm.
which is a terrible thing because they're wanting to lessen the restrictions. And look, the restrictions aren't much. We
Yeah.
asked for a high school diploma
yeah.
to get your master's. We're not asking for you to attend 4 years of college.
Yeah.
Now they're saying you don't need one. Now they're saying, hey, let's take away the shop work or the testing. We'll just have testing centers. We want to dumb down our industry. In an industry that's responsible for saving lives,
Yeah.
we want to dumb that down. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Now, I
wasn't aware of
understand the
that. Wow.
business side of it because the Home Builder Association, one of the biggest organizations that run the state of Texas, right?
Yeah.
They want to do plumbing contractors, not responsible master plumbers. Therefore, all you had to do is fill out the paperwork. Now I'm a plumbing contractor, and I can hire all these other guys who are not licensed just to work underneath my license.
Oh.
And that helps with the subs and everything else.
Yeah.
It's currently happening now, but they still have to pay plumbing rates because you have a plumbing company that roughs everything in.
Yeah,
right?
wow.
So that was scary. That was happening about 2 years ago where they were talking about disbanding it.
Wow.
There's a lot of things, but Texas set a standard for plumbing, and all the other states kind of find out what's Texas doing. So if you go back to 1932, when school, I forgot the city, and it's driving me crazy now, but handyman capped a couple of the TMPs on their boilers. Gas control valve failed, kept heating, pressure, water, heat, boom, killed a bunch of elementary schools. Such a horrific explosion, Hitler wrote a letter of condolences. Hitler.
Whoa.
Right.
Oh, that's crazy.
And this is what started the plumbing board. Code is the minimum requirement to put anything into.
Yeah.
But when we start taking away these things and having other people out there, considering we mess with gas, carbon monoxide and possible cross contaminants. So if you don't do something right and you contaminate a water system, not only can you kill an entire family, you can contaminate the entire water source for an entire neighborhood. So, you know, you have your handymen that go out and do plumbing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's serious. It's serious not to dumb down the industry. Stop making things easier
Yeah.
and just keep the standard what it is so we have excellence. We have good people out there doing good work.
Which brings me to this other topic. Now that you mentioned it, okay, when we had the Texas freeze, when we
Yeah.
had that thing happen, like, is you kind of speaking to that too, right? Where you saw some,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
maybe-
for sure. And look, all hands on deck. And I also saw a lot of people just trying to make some money.
Yeah, that's
right.
right. Yeah,
And it's okay. It's triage.
Yeah,
We're getting everybody back in service. I mean, my company alone, 12-hour days, 9 days straight.
wow.
Through the weekend, once the roads were clear enough, we were out there running 15, 20, I mean, just getting them back in service.
Yeah.
It wasn't making them whole. It was just getting the leak stopped, getting the water back on so we can come back at a later date. My office girls were fielding about 180 phone calls an hour. There was no
Wow.
way to answer the calls. It was, hey, email us. You know, we changed the voicemail, and then they were calling out from their cell phones because the phone just wouldn't stop ringing. You want to talk about stressful? It was super stressful, and seeing so many people in time of need, and only being able to help so many.
Yeah,
And I hope that showed the nation people coming together
yeah,
for a commonality, a common good, which was let's get us back up and going.
yeah,
So that was I've never seen anything like that before.
yeah. You can imagine.
That was
yeah.
crazy.
I was,
I mean, you had 55,000 people instantly no hot water when all those tankless just ruptured and froze because you
Yeah.
lost power. The internal heater didn't kick on and they just
Wow.
busted.
wow. I didn't know the depths of that. I just knew.
Oh,
like,
no.
I just know that I lived in these. I lived here, and these places like got.
Oh yeah,
blasted.
No, it was businesses, residential. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Never seen anything like it.
That's,
It was so cold, like butane torches wouldn't work. You had to
Whoa.
use oxygen settling.
that's crazy.
They'd shoot fireballs. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
That's crazy. So you're past, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay. You know, I know you have there's an importance that you lay on maintaining strong ties with the community you serve. What are some things you're doing to maintain that relationship with the community and the organizations?
Well, it's being part of the Frisco Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
You know, we're part of that. We do a lot of charity,
Okay.
especially Wounded Warriors, stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm always trying to be a part of something, whether it's golf tournaments with like the ticket and different things like that.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to give back.
Okay.
You know, we've done some work for churches, or you know, we're not charging anything. We're just doing what we can,
Yeah.
and then church will reach out. Hey, this person, they're falling on hard times, so we throw in a water heater for free.
Oh, that's nice.
You know,
Yeah.
just little things here and there that are within my power.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we're not
Yeah.
Mother Teresa or anything like that.
Yeah,
but we do what we can.
Okay, yeah, that's like awesome, man. You know, it's so important. Wounded Warriors is an important organization.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so summer months are here,
Yeah.
right? What are some common plumbing issues that people face to watch out for, and maybe some tips that you can help
Yeah.
to-
So focus on your water heaters, especially here in North Texas. We have them up in attics. Most unforgiving environment known to man. 160-degree temperatures. You know, with physics, carbon monoxide will not escape the heater itself. It'll suffocate. You're always constantly having to relight the water heater, stuff like that. That's a big issue. Put water sensors in your pans. $10 Home Depot, guys. A little square box, sets in the pan, sounds an alarm if it gets wet. With water heaters and things like that being out of sight, out of mind, you won't know until obviously something bad has happened.
Yeah.
And this helps give you some advanced warning. So in the summertime, those are the things to kind of focus on.
Okay.
As far as everything else goes, if something's hard to turn or you're really fighting to turn off the water, you need to address that before it gets catastrophic. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Alex. If someone wants to get a hold of you, are you hiring? If someone wants to get a hold of you for plumbing
yes.
or for a job, where can they get a hold of you?
Apprentices, by all means, come on. Go to our website, applications. Come in, fill out an application. Definitely, we're always looking for people. We're always
Yeah.
looking for growth. I'm always itching to grow.
Alex,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure.
Hey, man, it's a great conversation, a learning, a growing moment for both of us, and just to hear your story is very fantastic. It's fantastic. You're
Awesome.
So, guys, that's it for now. As I always say, have peace and light. And you remember that the ocean refuses no river.